defeat the Globbies.
If we're serious about defeating Barack Obama in 2012, then we can't afford to nominate a candidate like Mitt Romney, who, like Obama, said he would sign the constitutional shredding NDAA, or the power-hungry Newt Gingrich, who, like Obama, says the Constitution is outdated, or Rick Santorum, someone who can't wait to start World War III. All three will have to spend their time explaining away their past support for big government. And if our sons and daughters being sent to the meat grinder for a never-ending war is what you want, if having your wives and daughters groped by the TSA, hands down your pants, if that's freedom to you, then Mitt Romney, Rick Santorum, Newt Gingrich, or even Obama is your candidate. But if a restoration of the republic that was America is what you wish to see, Ron Paul is the only candidate you can trust.
Brushfires of liberty are being set in the minds of man, and we are winning huge victories in the information war. And you and your actions are largely to thank for that. This is the Alex Jones Show. I'm Jeremy Payne, filling in this Sunday, April 29th. Now, one of those victories, and this is big news here, Republicans are preparing citations of contempt against Eric Holder for Fast and Furious, that's running guns into Mexico and drugs back into the United States. And we're going to be covering that and a ton of other news today. We've got a special pre-recorded interview with Jake Duesenberg, an advisor to Kurt Bills for Senate, who was endorsed by Ron Paul. We're going to take your calls solely on Ron Paul, what you think can be done to revitalize his campaign, and whether you think that's even possible. But first, we've got a special Man on the Street report with JP at the Mall of America, where he talks to random people about Ron Paul, the media, and more.
I got involved in politics a while back, but I used to be more of an establishment guy. I used to be a huge supporter of George W. Bush and the neocons, and then as I educated myself and kind of looked more into politics, that's when Ron Paul just kind of came up.
Well, speaking of the troops, do you know who the majority of the troops actually support?
Who do they support? Ron Paul?
Yeah. What do you think of Ron Paul?
I don't know much about Ron Paul.
We have a son that's in the Army. He's on his way to Afghanistan now, so that's all part of it.
Is your son by any chance a fan of Ron Paul?
Is he? Okay, my husband says yes. When I took him to college one year, I found out what his leanings were. Like, oh, I can't talk to my son anymore.
Well, you certainly can. Liberals and conservatives can talk.
Not about certain things. It's kind of like with them.
Are you a fan of Obama?
I am.
You are? Okay. Obama. You a fan of him?
Yes.
What do you think of the wars going on? Do you think Obama is doing a good job with that, or do you think that he's continuing Bush's agenda?
I think he is doing a good job with it.
Well, unfortunately, he's done what he could as far as that's concerned.
I agree with it. You know, if there's a fight there, let's get in there, do what we got to do, you know, pull out. I mean, no sense of us being there a good 50, 60 years and the job ain't done.
Well, as long as I'm not drafted, I'm good.
Are you scared of Al-Qaeda? Or, I mean, is Al-Qaeda hiding under your bed, or every corner you go around? Are you worried they're going to get you?
No, I'm feeling pretty safe.
Are you afraid of Al-Qaeda or Islamic radicals?
I'm not that afraid of Al-Qaeda. When they bomb the Mall of America, I'll probably feel more affected.
Don't say that. Are you afraid of Al-Qaeda?
No, I'm not.
Why do you like him?
One thing that I will say he's doing well, you know, he's going right to work, you know, trying to get the economy back booming, you know, but since we have a person of color as a president, you know, he's getting every brick thrown on top of his head and it's driving him nuts, so.
Well, you know, you bring up race. What do you think about that Trayvon Martin?
It's too bad 2012 we got to start it off with a slap in the face. We haven't gotten over racism. We haven't gotten over, you know, Rodney King, OJ.
Well, what could be done to change that?
You know, we really just need to come together like we're supposed to. We need to pull the plug on racial stereotypes. We're so for gay rights in this country than we are minority rights. We're so for, I mean, you know...
Well, isn't that the problem, is looking to group rights when all our rights stem from the individual right and not the group right? Isn't that the problem?
Yeah, that is the problem.
We have all of our rights for a reason. They were set in place for a reason. They do need to be followed.
Yeah, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. They do kind of seem to be getting trampled on by the left and the right. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think the media does a good job of putting out the truth?
No, I don't.
What do you think of the media? Are they doing a good job of reporting without bias and giving them fair coverage?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, the media they have who their candidate is. They've been supporting him behind the Mitt Romney bandwagon for 6 years now. And I think Ron Paul is just kind of like that thorn or that little bug that won't go away.
Well, he's definitely kicking butt in the delegate race, but the media doesn't seem to want to report on that.
Exactly. He's got the delegate race. He's got it knocked down. I mean, where I caucused at in our region, he won.
Have you ever heard of InfoWars?
I have not.
Are you going to check it out?
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Are you familiar with InfoWars and the alternative media work that they're doing?
I am aware of InfoWars and what they do. I'm a huge fan of Alex Jones also. So great guy. Yeah.
Now, I noticed you had some interesting tattoos. You want to tell us why you have that?
Yeah, my great-grandfather, he was a Freemason.
Do you think that there's an agenda to create like a global government?
I don't think a global government would be ideal, no.
World government agenda?
Yes, I do.
And do you support that?
No, I don't.
The TSA, do you enjoy going to the airport and getting groped and harassed to travel?
No.
No?
One time I forgot to take off a hat and was put into a glass box where they...
Oh, the humiliation box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does the idea of the TSA moving onto the streets of America and stopping people on the sidewalks and checkpoints on the roads, does that sound like a good idea? Does that sound like America to you?
No, not at all.
So you don't mind getting blasted by the x-ray machines?
I don't think it. Actually, I don't mind it if it makes me sterile and not help. Yeah.
Don't want to have kids, eh?
Not really.
People are waking up, but as we've showcased today, I think we got a lot more work to do. And now we're going to play for you a portion of our interview with Jake Duesenberg. Now, if you just get your news from the mainstream media, you probably think that Mitt Romney is a shoo-in. But I'm here to tell you today that Ron Paul is doing very well in the delegate race, and the media is not doing their job reporting it. In states like Iowa, Nevada, Washington, Maine, Minnesota, Ron Paul is kicking butt in the delegate race. In fact, as a delegate here in Minnesota, I can tell you we have captured 20 out of 24 delegate positions. And at the state conventions coming up, Ron is expected to pick up even more delegates around the country. And I think here in Minnesota, we're going to get the 13 remaining delegates. It's time to tell the journalists and the reporters out there and the mainstream media to quit trying to make the news and do their job and report the news. Call into radio shows. Call your local TV stations. Write letters to the editor. Tell them why you support Ron Paul. Tell them why they shouldn't support Mitt Romney and he can't be trusted. Ron Paul is the most electable candidate. We can break that message through the media blockade. Let's start round 2 of the Ron Paul revolution.
Strangers come up to me all the time, Democrats, and they whisper, because they don't want anybody to hear. They go, I usually vote Democrat, but I'm going to vote for Ron Paul.